Hey guys, it's Dustin with TWPD. Just sitting here in the car, waiting for pick up one of my employees here. Anyways, I figured I'd talk to you guys real quick about franchising. I keep on getting tons of calls. We actually have 6 people coming in February to come in to train to start their own business. I'm not exactly sure what I've covered in the past videos, but I'm just going to be real straight and real honest. It's 5% of your total sales, not profit or anything like that. What you're going to get, okay, is first off is the most important advice, business advice to get started, what to do, and where you're going to go with the business. Second of all, you're going to get a good part supplier, which will provide and a way to get your costs down low so that way you can be profitable and run smart business. Also with the business advice, you're going to get marketing, and that kind of helps so that way you can start making $2,000 to $3,000 a month in your pocket. But obviously you don't want to do that right away. You want to save that money and buy more parts. That's the smarter thing to do. And 3, you're going to be part of a community of technicians that are going to be helping each other out. I'd like to have the community of technicians help on the website and design and make a better website, with already help with YouTube and everyone combining and making some awesome YouTube videos. So those are the kinds of ideas that I got going for TechMD right now. So part of the business advice is, old or new, old or young, you can join. Even as young as 16, I recommend 16 at minimum. How you do that is you would actually have to have your parents set up an LLC for you and then help you get into an office. But there's no reason why you can't do business yourself. You can get all the customer service help that you need if you're in a bad situation or you don't understand the situation. A lot of you guys have asked me, okay, well, what happens if something bad happens? So how that we deal with that is we have specialists around the country that can take care of devastating problems, like let's say we ruin a connector on the motherboard or whatnot. We can get that taken care of by sending that in and getting that fixed. Now, if the customer can't wait, typically it's best to go ahead and replace the phone, get that other phone fixed, give them a call and say, hey, your replacement phone or your fixed phone is in. Do you still want it, or do you want me to sell it? And if they say sell it, then you just get all the credentials and clear off the data. Either way, we take care of the customer. So there's not much to worry about taking loss, because if you get that phone back, you can always sell it. So the worst case scenario is you're going to take a $200 to $300 loss at the most, but typically I only take like $100 loss from time to time. And when you're making $100 to $200 a day, it's really not that bad. We have several different ideas that is going to get you start making money ASAP on top of the phone repair, so you don't have to worry about this kind of stuff. Now, a lot of you say, well, I want to work at home and sorry, or I want to work mobile. Let me give you the reasons why you don't want to do that. So first, working at home, you're going to have drive-bys. People come by your house and they drive away. I've experienced this. I did this work at home for over a year, and no matter what I did, even with the highest reviews, people still just didn't feel comfortable, especially that mom with kids or the elderly couple. They just didn't want to walk into the house that they didn't know. Second of all, it's hard to get people to leave money with you if you are not or don't appear to be a legitimate business. So let's say you have a $200 Galaxy repair and you need to order the parts for them, but their phone still works or whatever. So you get the $200. If you're at home, they're most likely not going to do that, so you're going to lose that repair. If you're in an office, you're going to win. And that's the same thing with mobile repair. Office, you can find between $200 to $800, a little small office. I recommend going into more of a middle class to high-end rich area to get started if you can. Try to be away from your competition, but we will differ from the competition so much that it's really not that bad. We will stomp the competition, but it's best to get in an area where there is no competition, like For example, Phone Sensei in Pueblo, Colorado, he has no competition at all. It was just, he had like one little guy, but it was nothing. So he was able to blossom a business from these videos into something amazing. Although he hasn't joined TechMD yet, because he's very independent, I'm sure he'll come around once we get everything going. Now, for all you guys who just want to start out, take my business advice, get an office, get a business license, and when you're ready to start the business and you're ready to join, call me. Talk to me personally. My cell phone number is 385-888-6572. Best to text me and say, hey, Dustin, can we talk about business? I want to start up. 385-888-6572. If it's anything else, repairs or whatever, don't call me on that one. Call on the main line that's on the website. So, and we can talk about getting you started and, you know, the best way to get you started. But like I said, you get a business license, and let's say you're in Draper, Utah, like me. So your business license will say TechMD Draper. That's all you need to have. So that's how you get the business name. Now, for all your credit cards and cash, this is how I deal with credit cards and cash. I tell all the customers the pricing on the website is cash pricing, which obviously it clearly states on the website. If you want to pay with credit card, it's 10% more. Now, how I use the credit card system, I use Square. It's really easy to use on a tablet or phone. It's just really convenient for most customers because it emails them. And plus, it has a POS system. This POS system will keep track of all your sales, all your credit cards, all your cash, anything you take in, and it'll also keep track of trends, like how well you're selling this or that. So there's multiple other features like you can do on mobile and whatnot. So with Square, you can with Square, everything's kept track of. You submit your yearly sales or your monthly sales, and then you pay your 5%. Is how we keep track of everything. It's pretty straightforward. So not much to really worry about there. I want to go back to the 3 options. So, going at home, I already taught you how it's not so great to work at home because you will lose a lot of business opportunities. Mobile opportunities, you're going to spend your time driving around a lot, okay? And it's an option to start, but then once again, people more likely are not willing to prepay you for repairs. And if you have an issue with a part and you don't have it with you, then you have to go back. So it's kind of a trouble. And then if you pre-order a part for a customer and then go out there and find out it's a different phone, yeah, it's trouble as well. So if you're going to do anything like that, I would stick with only iPhones, but I wouldn't recommend doing it. Just get a small office. That's the best. Even if you have a full-time job, which I recommend you have a job before starting this up, so that way you can save your business money in your business account and buy more parts, so that way you can repair more devices. Once you get up to 10 devices a day, well, 5 to 10 devices a day, that's more than enough money to quit any job and to focus on this. But you have to have enough revenue coming in. Google AdWords, which will start you on, will take around $20 a repair on average out of your sales. So Google takes a lot and a majority of the profit, but with Google, you'll get word of mouth business. So once you capture that customer, then they're going to tell their friends. You're going to hand out business cards, which we have designed for you. You're going to hand out these business cards to these customers, and the customers are going to refer customers to you. You're going to set up and get your reviews going, so that way you look really popular. Hold on one second. Okay. I got 6 minutes before YouTube will cut me off. So you want to hand out business cards and ask for reviews and really build up your reputation. When you have 100 reviews, 5-star reviews, you're going to be like, people are going to look at you like, oh, this guy's been in business for a long time. This guy's legit. I can trust him. No matter what, they'll trust you with hundreds of dollars of their equipment, and they will just hand it over. And it's amazing how trusting people are when you look legitimate, and that is what our goal is to make you look legitimate, working out of your house or doing mobile repairs or not. And trust me, I wanted to build a business based on home-based business, but it's just not feasible in this market, or sustainable is more the problem. So so I've explained why not to do the home-based and why not to do the mobile. Get a cheap little office and get out of that cheap little office as quick as you can. It's just a desk and a box. That's all it is, okay? You barely have enough room to do any repairs, okay? Get your money saved up and get into a regular office as soon as you can. Not a retail, but if you're doing around, let's say, $1,000 a month to $30,000 a month or less, stick with the cheap little office. When you start going above $30,000 a month to $60,000 a month, get the more expensive office, around 500 to no, let's go this way. Let's say around 800 to 1,500 square feet for an office. After you've done that, then once you go over to $60,000, so over, I'd say about $750,000 a year in sales, then you want to work into getting retail. But you're spending a lot of your extra money into retail, so make sure that you absolutely need that space to make it worth it. Now, getting employees is always a very bad idea. Getting contractors is always a very good idea because you can pay them based on the repair and you can pay them well. You just say, I need a break or two for a day, that's different. But you need to hire contractors who are interested in making lots of money, maybe real short, but you also have to train them how to do the repair. So it's employees are very, very difficult. It's best to try to do this all on your own and stick with that for at least a few years before considering any employees. Now, for financial help and taxes, just get a good tax accountant, ask them what to do with your taxes, and they will explain everything to you. Business tax accountant, of course. And then that should keep all your finances in control, and just spend wisely with your money and make sure you pay yourself through the bank account. So you have a business bank account and a personal. You transfer the money to your personal. You don't really want to do that until you're into this business for the first year. I think you shouldn't pay yourself. You should focus on your full-time job paying you, and then the first 6 months to a year, depending on how well you do, you will not pay yourself, so that way you can build your inventory. If you already have 20K, then you can start paying yourself immediately, because the $20,000 that you get started with is what you really need for parts and all the materials and whatnot in the office. You do need some equipment. You're going to need a hot plate and whatnot, and all your tools, which you watch my videos, you can understand what kind of tools you need. And then for business partners, business investors, avoid at all costs. Now, you can go through Square and they will loan you money, but only do that if you absolutely feel like you need to, because they will take 20% of your money and then 15 to 18% of your sales every month. So that's why I kind of went to more of a cash thing, so that way I wouldn't have to pay them back as fast. But you got to make sure that you are very cautious about taking loans, only if it's going to really help your business out, because they're taking 20% of your sales. So if you make $100, they're taking 20. So it's barely worth the money. But if you can get enough money, then it's definitely worth it. And we can explain a few things, like, getting a water machine or getting a Clearplex machine. What Clearplex is we can actually print off, instead of tempered glass, it's a special plastic polymer, and what it does is it protects your phone against frontal impact, scratches, and pressure breaks. It's ultra thin. It goes around curves. You can take a gun and shoot at it. You can take a baseball bat, crowbar, all that, and you can't break it. So I can get you guys set up with Clearplexes. Clearplex will not ship you a machine unless you go through me. That's because it's a $2,000 machine, and they want to be able to trust you as a company. So in order to get Clearplex, you have to be part of the TechMD, or you have to be doing large amounts of volume. But either way, I can set you up with a pretty good deal with Clearplex and get you going. It's so much better than stocking tempered glass, because when you run out of tempered glass, you can't do